I'm Elle, and I strongly believe there needs to be more cat hero clicks.
And I am the sus man Rick Sussman, and you are watching...
Whoa! Whoa. I heard the Space Ghost interview. I heard you're the other guy.
I am the other guy. You are watching the Read Pile.
It's the week of September 24th, and here's some comic book news you can use.
It's really the only thing we're going to be talking about in the news segment. So, alright, here we go. So,
I start?
Go ahead, you can tell everybody, because I'm just going to prepare for a meltdown here.
So, Gotham.
Gotham the TV series?
Yeah. Okay,
Elle?
I'm going to start. There are some things I thought were actually good.
A positive review. How different?
No, I'm going to start with something positive, and we'll see where it goes.
I thought you had some kind of list that you wanted.
Oh, I have a list, but it also included two good things. I tried. I really tried.
Something good.
I really tried to be positive.
You want to give it the compliment sandwich?
Yeah.
Please
the
begin.
A slap in the face.
Please begin.
Okay, so, and I might be giving way too much credit to the writers of this show.
Oh my god!
But he starts with but the idea of Selina Kyle seeing the death of Bruce Wayne's parents.
Spoilers.
Whatever, it was in the previews. How do you not? That's the only reason most people watch this.
Alright, Selina is there to bear witness to the death of Ma and Pa Wayne, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna, whatever, I'm gonna spoil the hell out of this episode because...
Alright, it's only a 20-minute show, so hurry it up.
Okay, so she witnesses it. So my thing is, I'm thinking, okay, hey, maybe this is why she travels the fine line between crime and being a vigilante kind of thing. Because she witnessed such a horrific event, and this is why she attaches herself to Bruce Wayne, and, you know, that's why she can never completely absorb into the crime family. I may be giving way too much credit, but when I saw that, I was like, whoa, you know what? This would be really awesome. That's a really good way to, you know...
Okay, well that was only the first 4 minutes of the show, so...
But then things go downhill.
Okay.
Very quickly.
This is what I figured was coming.
So, the fact that we meet 10 major... Maybe more, I don't know. I kind of lost count. So, at least 10 major names.
Yeah.
Big characters. People that don't read comics know these names.
Montoya, Barbara Kane, Batwoman. That's Batwoman, by the way. Batwoman was in the first episode. That's alright.
I said, come on, I don't know that. But, you know, you meet all
Riddler.
of these characters before the halfway points.
For like the first 10 minutes.
No. I watched it on Hulu, and I'm telling you, it was in the middle dot. We already established all of these characters.
Okay.
Why?
What's your biggest problem with the show?
My biggest problem is the fact that they shoved so much into this episode. It was disappointing, and it was depressing, and I felt like I was let down as an actual comic book fan.
A true comic book fan.
Well, maybe not true. I mean, there are people that are much bigger fans than I am, but I have admitted that I read more DC Universe. I like the Batman family. Most of the things I read spin off from that whole world. So when I'm watching this, all I can do is pick the hell out of it. I just...
Okay, hang on. I think what it is you're too close to the source material. You took umbrage with things with them not being perfect. You're apparently some sort of psychotic, so that you fit in the Gotham family. Let me ask you a very honest last question, and we'll move on to something that involves less strenuous activities, evidently. Are you going to watch episode 2?
I don't know. I really don't want to.
Yeah, she really is. I can tell just by looking at it.
Well, Well, I did put myself through reading like more than one episode, or reading more than one book of Futures End. So I mean.
Yeah, but the first 2 issues of Futures End were really good, so that doesn't count. All right, you know what? Put a pin in this. We'll come back to it in a couple of weeks. It wasn't that bad. I mean, I'm gonna watch episode. Okay.
Oh, it was bad.
You gonna review some comics in this frame of mind?
Oswald.
You ruined my perfectly good Hawaiian
Acted
shirt
like
too.
Scarecrow.
Let's review some comics.
Comic book reviews. Well, I'm gonna start with Outcast. Not so great. I so badly wanted to give it a chance. It's Kirkman. I thought it would be wonderful. Maybe the story is just gonna go a little slow. It's still going really slow. It's not really getting anywhere. It's issue 4, and it's called Too Light Our Way. I don't know it to what. I was hoping maybe to an actual story. I don't know. Alright, I'm being a little ridiculous. Yes, there's clearly a story. But, come on, get to it. We're on issue 4. Don't keep showing us these possessed people and not getting anywhere with it. I don't know, I'm sick and tired of it. I haven't been, revealed anything big yet. So, you know what? I'm done. Sorry. But, something very beautiful. Another Futures End one-shot. Harley Quinn. Alright. It's not a spoiler. It's very obvious. Joker's in this. Look, in 2 different ways if you do this. It's fancy. It's very fancy. If you couldn't see that, maybe you should go get your own. But I was quite happy with the reasoning of how the Joker is there. Not going to go into too much more about it, but it was an acceptable story. Entertaining. I felt for Harley so much. What happens is hilarious. It is the typical relationship between Harley and Joker. The joking part of it. The kind of uplifting, psychotic, but funny and lighthearted kind of relationship. I mean, I know there's been some storylines that are pretty deep and dark and so sad, but this one was the one I always fell in love with. It was wonderful, but it didn't quite make it to the pick of the week. Another Futures End one-shot. Superman, Wonder Woman. I'm surprised myself. I have been against this relationship from the beginning. I still am. I always will be. I refuse to read a storyline. But for the Futures End, I had to read it because the end of the Futures End Wonder Woman made me. And I'm so glad it made me because this was awesome. It continues with Wonder Woman being God of War and what she has to overcome and what she's got to do. And what she has been doing is ridiculous. She didn't even know what she was doing. It was amazing. And what she becomes, what she has to become to be able to help everybody is even more amazing. Oh, if you have not read it, I strongly recommend it. If you were against the whole relationship of Wonder Woman and Superman as strongly as I was, suck it up, read this issue. It was awesome. But, you know what? Let's see what Rick has to say for this week. Rick?
Alright, Elle, thank you for those reviews. you failed to mention that the book that you loved so much was by Charles Soule, friend of the show, Charles Soule. Anyway, let's begin. We have a healthy stack, and I'm going to review all of them, but instead of taking 7 hours, I'm going to do this quick. Some things I really wanted to focus on, other books not so much, so we're going to just start with the top. I actually had a pass of the week. I've never not liked my comics all the way through. Edge of Spider-Verse number 3, this Spider-Man, arent. It's really gorgeous. Like, it's drawn beautifully. It's just not that interesting of a read, I'm afraid. I didn't care about the Spider-Man. I'm starting to get really annoyed with the Edge of Spider-Verse stuff, especially because it's a weekly, and I didn't know it was a weekly going in, so there's a lot into this. There's a cat staring at me. She also disapproves of the current situation. Either way, that's it for Edge of Spider-Verse. Let's move on. Sex, number 16. More fun, more awesome from Joe Casey. I don't try and review Sex all that much because we know that I love it, and there's really no point in getting into it. If you're not into it yet, you're probably not going to be. Similar but different is Thunderbolts number 31. Ben Acker is doing a really good job writing this. The art is really good. I don't care about this story much anymore because, as predicted, it's the end of the Thunderbolts. No, seriously, it's like the last issue, I guess. I don't know. There's a cliffhanger-ish. They're setting up another issue-ish. But, like, that's kind of it. The story's kind of over. I kind of feel bad for Acker because I think he's doing a pretty good job as the writer for, you know, a storyline that's Marvel, I guess, is just sort of like, Thunderbolts. But he's doing good. It's just, like, where do we go now? Do we care? Do we want to keep reading? I don't know. Speaking of more things that are driving me insane about Marvel, we are finishing up. It's finally here. Amazing Spider-Man number 1.5. You see the decimal? There it is. Yeah, it's up on the screen. So Learning to Crawl. It's done. Dan Slott's a great writer. He does awesome stuff. We review him all the time here on the show. We love him. He's a Whovian. He writes Cosmic Who in Silver Surfer that Reasons on Broke podcast always reviews, so I don't have to. He's great. This is the end of the miniseries that was Learning to Crawl that I loathed because the decimal point system was so dumb. The ending is an ending. I thought the thing with Clash wrapped up a little bit too easy. But you know what? It's just the beginning of the new Spider-Man storyline, so I get that it was kind of quick. I liked it a lot, but I would have much preferred this book be a miniseries that wasn't 1.1, 1.2. We've been over this. So I say pick up the trade because it's cool to see the new Spider-Man origin, but I just didn't like how this went down. Now we're getting to 3 books that all could have easily been the pick of the week had the other 2 books not debuted in the same week. For instance, Jim Zub's Wayward number 2. Had the other books that I'm not reviewing not come out this week, that would have been my pick of the week, no problem. I adore this book. It's as you may remember, it's a story about a girl that may or may not be a cat ninja. Oh, well, primarily it's about a Irish girl who is transplanted to Japan because she's half Irish, half Japanese. It is like American manga. It's awesome. I really enjoy this. Unfortunately, it had the unfortunate nature to come out in the same week that Chew 43 came out. Oh, John Layman. Oh, Rob and John, friends of the show. Who I say that because they just retweet me on Twitter. But still, they're nice guys and they like cats. So this is for them. And it might get me killed. I liked Chew 43 a whole lot. See? I wasn't her voice at all. So, Chew 43 would have been my pick of the week if Wayward hadn't come out. And Chew 43 and Wayward would have either been my pick of the week, except there's one problem. Oh, right. It's the pick of the week. It's Saga. It's the pick of the week. Let me tell you how much I loved this book. I'm reading along, I'm reading all my books, and I tried so hard for Saga not to be the pick of the week, because it's always my pick of the week. I tried. I swear I did. But I finished this book, and I flipped to the last page, and on the last page, I finished reading it, and involuntarily my body went. Like, that was it. I didn't mean to make that noise. It just happened. And what that noise tells me is, that's how good of a book this is. When you're reading a book and all of a sudden you just sort of make a noise or flinch or something, well, what does that tell you? You must have really liked it, eh? And this was really good. Fiona Staples, amazing artwork as always. Brian Vaughn, fabulous story. Really great stuff. That was quite the read pile, if I do say so myself.
That's this week for the read pile. Rick, who are we thanking?
I'm listening to Boots and Cats on my iPod. Boots and Cats.
This ain't even a wire.
I sure did. What are we doing? Oh, thank you. So we want to thank Mythicon one last time. They did a lot of promoting with Nerd Up Media, and we had friends of Nerd Up Media there. We had actual Nerd Up Media at Mythicon. It was just last weekend here in Orlando, and the Reasons on Rogue podcast did a big review for it, which I'm looking forward to hearing. So we want to thank Mythicon one last time. The graphic will probably be coming in off the screen, or just showing up the exact same place it has been the last 2 weeks, as I'm still figuring out how to do that. We also want to thank our friends in the Illuminati and Kingbone Press. They did a lot of promoting for us this week on the Twitters. As always, we recommend you follow us on Twitter. Check us out on the Vine. You can find me. I am King O Vine. I'm also the mayor of NXT. These are important things. Mm-hmm. I'm glad you appreciate that. So yeah, mostly just Mythicon, and of course our friends at Barbershop Window, who you always see that we have the little promotion with. Anyone you wanted to thank this week, Al?
I want to thank the floor for its consistent creaking through every episode from the beginning of time. The fortress of Nerditude. I didn't hear that.
The Fortress of Nerditude has an ambiance, and we thank the floor. I also want to thank a personal friend of ours, friend of the show, bringing me these fine Hawaiian shirts from Hawaii. It's my sister.
I know her.
Thanks, Perry. Alright, guys, we'll see you next week. Read.
Yeah, so that's the episode this week. Rick, who are we thanking?
You didn't even say read pile?
Oh. Read pile.